So a good thing to put at the front of your project is to sum up your work in one word. What would it be? Or 2 words at maximum. Okay, because you have the artist statement where you explain that you're, exploring the theme of love through the work of Alexander McQueen and creating a fashion item, or, celebrating women in sport and creating a poster or mural. But if you were to sum it up in just 1 or 2 words, what would it be? And then to make that word really eye-catching on the front page and make it relevant to whatever the theme is. Okay, so this student here, for example, looking at cruelty, so it's kind of quite dark, and the words they're like representing, I don't know if you can read that, the objects spell out the word cruelty. So first of all though, just make sure you just do the basics, like think to yourself, how are you going to lay it out? Are you going to, it doesn't have to be in a straight line, does it? You could kind of have an archway and have your words going round, so you can figure out, how much space you're going to roughly leave for each letter. You could have it kind of swirling like that going across, and just work out how you're going to do it. It could be the classic kind of bubbles with the letters inside it. So think out first of all a letter grid. Maybe it's small and getting bigger if you want it quite dramatic, so the letters actually get bigger as they come towards you. So think out your plan of space first of all. You don't want to make it too big, because on the slide of the board you're going to have then the work around it. So let me just get a clean page. Let's say, for example, you want to write the word nature. You might even use a symbol or an emblem within it. So if I was, I'm going to draw quite dark here so you can see it, but sketch it out. It's better, I think, to do this by hand rather. I know you can type, or you can, find an exciting font on the computer, and that's okay for the headings of your main boards or slides. But I think on the first page, just to show off, that you can use your drawing skills just to be really unique as well, or draw it digitally if you want to, but not trying to use fonts that are ready-made. So I'm going to use my letter grid, actually the shape of a leaf. I'm going to use the word nature. So there's nothing worse than kind of having to squeeze in the last letters because you haven't left enough space. So just kind of mapping out to yourself roughly how long NAT you are. So I can make those a bit bigger. How much space you need for each of those letters going across. I might make them a little bit shorter actually, so it's not too long and thin. And then maybe as well, like just on a scrap piece of paper, practice the kind of font you're going to use. Again, I would sketch this first, but are you going to use a kind of thick and thin style like that? Are you going to make it kind of quite italic, so making it kind of quite thick and thin like this? I'll just do a different letter here. Are you going to make it 3D, so just drawing the front of it and then drawing the side? All different styles you can use. So just decide first of all how you're going to, what style you're going to make the letters. So whatever your project is, industry or even the word fashion itself, maybe it's to do with the materials you've used or something, or a culture, a country that's really relevant to the project you're doing. I'm going to use a slightly spiky writing. And the letter grid is only a guide, so you can go outside that, obviously, or maybe make them overlap or something. So again, I'm just going down quite hard from the beginning. By the way, I'm not belittling like use of CAD design. It's fantastic to use that within your work, obviously, as a very important art form, but just also doing some by hand. Because something that's overlooked often, to just create your own typography from scratch, really. And also after this, if you were to paint or use oil pastel or collage, coloured pencil, you're showing off even on the first page, something eye-catching, and you're using the materials, exploring materials as well. Maybe you make it mixed media. So nature, so I just need an E on the end. Now, if you want, if you've done your mind map but you're not happy with it, or you could turn this into an exciting middle section from the mind map as well if you were redoing it. So you could have kind of the arrows coming out from that and have your keywords at the end of those arrows. So it's very obvious from the beginning, because remember, to get an A grade in the mark scheme, it says the student has got a sustained focus. Sustained. So even if you branch off into different areas, which you should do, you should go back to the beginning and just have like, overall, this is the main direction of this project. And then, after that, just make it really eye-catching. This is going to be on the front page. It's going to be the first thing that people look at when they look in your slides or look on your boards.